Yo, in this society, we tend to have selective grace. Our opportunities to be graceful or extend grace, it's very selective. Our ability to forgive other people or our ability to extend grace is very much a reflection of our own resumes, right? I have a lot of grace for people who sin like me. I got a lot of grace. I got a lot of forgiveness for people who struggle where I struggled, done the things that I've done. You feel what I'm talking about? I have grace for, people who fallen in the areas that I have fallen. Oh, but when somebody falls in the area that we haven't failed in, if somebody get caught slipping doing something that you don't do, you know what I'm saying? When you come across or hear about somebody who wrestling with something that you don't wrestle with, somehow we give ourselves permission to, you know what I'm saying, almost walk in a false righteousness in those moments, right? People do this on social media all the time. We see this on social media every day. We crucify folks on social media all the time. The nerve, the audacity. We do it all the time. I'm guilty. I've had to go back and delete comments, delete messages, because I got to thinking about it. I was like, dang, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I didn't fall right there, but I done fell in some area. I might need that grace one day. Let me fall back. Let me rewind. Let me bike that up. You know what I'm saying? What I'm talking about? When you think about the woman that was caught in the act of adultery, we focus so much on that story of Jesus forgiving her for what she had done that we really don't take the time to really put ourselves in the story, right? And look, yeah, we sin. There's moments where I need that forgiveness from Jesus. But it's our human tendency to only think about that story when we're the ones who need the forgiveness. But the reality of it is, if you think back over your life and you really look at society right now, in most scenarios in our lives, or at least a lot of scenarios in our lives, where we really are in that story are the people throwing the stones. Are the people ready to stone her? I know that's uncomfortable. I know that's not what you want to hear, but it's the reality. It's the real. In order to really digest what the Bible is teaching, in order to really get revelation from the Bible, you have to put yourself in the story. And in different seasons of your life, different circumstances in your life, you might be a different character in the story. And I believe this particular story, more often than not, we're ready to throw the stone. We're ready to throw the stone. We got a stone in our hand. D-boy done caught her in the act of adultery. Now, last time I checked, it took two people. It took two people. And they brought her to Jesus, talking about what the law said. The law said we can stone her. What do you say, Jesus? What say you, Jesus? And Jesus like, okay, that's cool, yeah. You right. She's wrong. She did something she wasn't supposed to do. She broke the law. Y'all are 100% right. But check this out. You can only throw a stone if you don't have any sin. If you've never broke the law. If you've never done, and see, that's the thing. That's what you got to keep in mind before you throw that stone, before you make that comment, before you make that post, before you criticize somebody, before you crucify these celebrities. Think about it now. I hope you never need that grace that you ain't as quick to extend now. You better hope you're never in a situation where you need some grace, because you putting yourself in a bad spot when you do this. Now I'm trying to tell you, I've experienced it. And I think it's interesting that the Bible says the men started to leave, starting with the oldest. Because their resumes was the longest. The longer you live, you accumulate some stuff. You accumulate some dirt. You accumulate more. They got to thinking about it. You know what? Nah, let me get up out of here. Look, all I'm saying is, I get it. We want to participate in some of these conversations, and we want to come off as morally superior a lot of times, or whatever that looks like. But you need to take the time to ask yourself, am I casting stones? Am I casting stones? Am I about to stone somebody when I know that by law I should have suffered a stoning too? And Jesus forgave me. Other people forgave me. Don't be selective with your grace now. Let's continue to pray. Let's continue to have faith. And let's continue to love one another.